back at it with another live stream. Really quick though, you guys, because this is pretty short and sweet this time. I don't see that this is really going to high key resonate with everyone. It's pretty specific. Um, but I thought, you know what, just eke it out through a live stream anyhow, so that I can check in with you guys and make sure you don't have any messages that you're looking to receive. Makes sense, as far as like your free yes no tarot. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it. So apparently, somebody could have a teenager here, okay? Now, the card is specifically indicating a daughter. Take what resonates here, because the advice, at least, is something that will be applicable, at least to some form, measure, and degree. Level like Cassandra. Um, so this could be a situation where last Sunday, okay, so gosh, I'm filming this on what, Tuesday? I'm like, what day is this? Help. Okay. Um, so there could have been a significant event last Sunday where you caught your daughter, irregardless of when or how, right, or where, I'm trying to say, um, smoking something. Okay, it doesn't really indicate exactly with specificity what that may have been. But again, you guys, whoever's resonating with this, excuse me, would actually be able to play catch up pretty quickly, if I do say so myself, okay? Because this isn't everyone's story, all right? I just was mindful to come on because I love and like my collective, right? And I figured I could just kind of do a 2-for-1, eke this out, and then get you guys served with your messages and maybe call it a night, all right? So bear with me, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me just for a little bit here. I get it. This may not be your story. I don't mean to be triggering or anything, right? It's just that I've been sitting on this message since the better part of yesterday. And so, yeah, I want to make sure that I get it out. I did not have time in my schedule, as it were, to make it onto the channel in any other format. So here we are, right? But love and light, you guys. Welcome, welcome. I hope you are feeling amazing. And I promise this is really a super short message. So I'm just going to go ahead and give everyone a chance to actually get in here before I'm back off the live. So I will be ringing the bell at the close of this message, which is super short. Like super, super short. All right. So again, just for clarity, this is a general collective message, right? So maybe, I mean, stranger things have happened, right? So I guess one or more of you could have had similar experiences referable to last Sunday. Some may have had experiences that are not referable to last Sunday connected to this. And again, you could still take heed to the channeling as well as the guidance, okay? Because I pulled pretty strategically, taking this as seriously as possible and to give all aspects of the situation from one person to the next, whether parent and or child, right? A fair, I don't want to say battlefield here, a fair playing field, I guess. I don't know why I'm hearing battlefield now in the background. I was trying to say playing field, but I'm hearing Natasha Bedingfield. Is it battlefield? That is it. Natasha Bedingfield and her. Is that true? Wait, hold on. I have to look this up. You guys, oh my gosh, I'm spiraling. Is that what's happening? Hold on. Is that her? Okay, so wait, hold on, wait. Right. No, that's not who it is then. Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on, wait, hold on. No, that's Jordan somebody, right? Hold on, you guys, because this is going to bother me. Wait, oh yeah, Jordan Sparks. Why did I bring Natasha Bedingfield into this? I don't even know who that is. That's crazy. Like, I know is singer, but like when I looked at the greatest hit, I was like, I don't know what unwritten means. Lord forgive me. Natasha, you too. I don't really mean to be offensive. Here we are in a rabbit hole. I'm gonna pull it back out. All right, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so maybe there's some significance to that. It's like, okay, maybe one or more of you connected to this really doesn't really know exactly next steps, what to say, try to make it like fun, funny, smooth it over, but at its root, it needs to be met with some effort at whether this is simply and solely compromise, some form of healing, okay? Which could actually, next Monday looks good for lighter, brighter skies and days and nights, in spite of this, okay? And you guys, those that don't know, if I get giggly and things like that, it's just I'm trying to keep the vibe high so I can keep the channeling, okay? Because also, it's really not conducive to like not triggering people to just like randomly ugly cry on the live stream. So, there's a lot of emotion connected to these piles, irregardless of whether or not this is one family situation or more than one, okay? Interestingly enough, Spirit showed me the new deck that, wait, hold on, what? That you guys were so kind enough to donate so that we could get our angel number deck. This is not normal course for angel messages, especially this time of night. But I saw the deck in my mind's eye and had to pull from it, of course, as spirit leads, right? So the numbers referable to the angelic code that I was able to get from this deck, and we will talk about, are specifically 1515, 4646, 5757, and 3535. Speaking of freedom, patience, spiritual growth, and joy. So you know how like God made kids cute for a reason so they stay alive and stuff? Isn't that amazing? God is the ultimate strategist, makes sense, right? Divinity, as it were, ultimate strategist. It's how we're made, right? It's how we exist. It's how we're still standing. Really? Really. And those that have children, them too. Okay? So, sometimes life has a way of coming full circle, right? Many of you have gotten to know and love your teenagers, specifically those that have teenagers can resonate with this, I'm sure, right? And you've met a version or two or more of yourselves, especially referable to teenagery likenesses, mindsets, goings on, events, right? And possibly even opinions. I do see in the cards that the apple here isn't falling far from the tree, and so maybe the divine has me acting as some form of buffer to assist the parental figure, regardless of guy, girl, what have you here, whether you're a mother or father, um, you know, for you to recall that aspect of life in the path, right? Also, bringing it back to divinity, because why not? That's who we are, right? Makes sense. When you bring it back to divinity, you realize that children often are teachers. Isn't that nifty? Isn't that grand, right? Some more expensive teachers teaching more expensive classes than others, perhaps, right? But here is part and parcel where you are met with some aspect of self. Think about it. Hear me out. All right. This life is far more spiritual than you may realize. Okay. And so you may want to really think twice about whom all you are entertaining, from one person to the next, child or not. Okay. And I did go ahead and pull from the Maji, the High Priestess, Chosen 144 Oracle, to get some specificity and, dare I say, some divine examples of just whom all your child and or children are. Okay. And it's giving big stuff, right? Now, this is not a call to be like a doormat just because, and your big stuff too makes sense. It's how you found the channel, right? But we do have to talk because this situation, where there's like disgruntled energy, perhaps eggshells, you feel like you're walking on, or this is the energy that I'm pulling through on the part of your child, and or both sides could be, right? Maybe you just truthfully don't really know exactly what to say because you're going, in my youth I did worse, right? Maybe there's that too. This seems to be part and parcel of some aspect of you growing your soul here, so that you ultimately live a more free life in spite of aspects, activities, goings on around you. Okay. This is also part for the course of you really implementing patience. Well, hold on. See, I know you just thought it was just going to be, because it's a virtue. No. So that you can maintain your balance at joy and inner peace. in spite of the children, in spite of the fuck shit, and in spite of their fuck shit, right? Like, so serious, okay? Now, this is not a call to just like pretend like you don't really understand what's going on. This is also not a call, okay, to not be in charge of your home, your homestead, your humble abode, as it were, right? Sacred space is just that. And of course, wherever you lie your head here, collective member, should definitely be understood. It's a sacred space, okay? Love and Light Green Palace, welcome back. Um, so of course teenagers, they have hormonal stuff going on. They've got pressures, which may be nothing like the pressures that you have come to understand at your path of teenagerisms, right? It's not really the same turf, you guys, right? And again, it's not an excuse, but it is a factor. I like that, right? Um, so really, the guidance here um, is to really ask, how can I approach this subject knowing what I know? Love and Light Fiona, knowing what I know about myself, what I know about my past, what I know about the world, right? And maybe, sprinkle in a little aspect of, hey, and the stuff you don't even know, right? Maybe you don't even know the half if you checked, right? So definitely grace comes to mind when dealing with these next steps, when dealing with these children, okay? Because there could be, more than one that could have been caught, and or more than one that's applicable, referable to this family dynamic, this situationship. Excuse me. You're being asked to check if your thoughts could, use a little reboot. Some of you, on the other side of checking some aspects of what we've already just talked about through the channeling, may realize that you thought you knew, you didn't really realize some of those pressures, of the day or the night, as it were, right? Even for children who are doing well inside and outside of the home, often there are too many opportunities to mask up, all right, and not even necessarily always and in always in the most unhealthful states or mannerisms. However, year after year going unnoticed and maybe perhaps unchecked, mindsets kind of take control and or possibly skewered in perception. Okay. And so, if and when you should find that that's applicable to you, okay, because you check you too. You can't, how are you going to check your kids and you don't check yourself ever? I mean, that's really odd, right? Please don't be that parent. I mean, my goodness, right? That's like a teacher finally gets that teaching position and goes, that's it. I know everything. I got to stop learning now because I'm teaching. That doesn't make sense, right? And of course, going back to divinity, because can't really get around it. There's no severability between you and it. Makes sense. Those that know, you really do have to incorporate what is all aspects of the lesson here. Sometimes, okay, if we're being quite frank here, regardless of whether or not that's a name applicable, um, you come to realize that the divinity, okay, God, goddess, as it were, really going back to that divine right and strategy, really allows more than one person to learn a lesson at the same time simultaneously while possibly having two totally different feelings about the same lesson. Isn't that neat? Right? Can be if you let it. Right? Okay, so get into whatever common ground you know that you share. Okay, it wouldn't be the first time that you did this, and it's not going to be the last. Okay, unless you just really succumb to some sort of fear, and or you really are not meeting your kid halfway. Okay, you're still, um, irregardless of your age, a, a figure of authority. Okay, a figure of influence, and you are not to abuse that. Okay, just the same as you are not to abuse yourselves, right? Some of you, perhaps, if you checked, would find that maybe you've been too hard on yourself, and maybe that spilled over into your children's lives, and maybe they felt, how in the hell am I going to live up to this immense amount of pressure that mom or dad placed me in? And then they masked, I'm not saying it's a tit for tat. I'm not even saying it's a blame game. I'm saying, as the parental and or authority figure, please be mindful to check on all aspects of the board here. Because to come in strongly and hot-headed, driving one point home, maybe not conducive to the highest, benefit of all. Okay, even if you are right about one aspect, does it help to drive it home to the point where the person feels unloved? Did that help you when your parents did that? So just because your parents did that, should you do that to your children? And that's something that I myself had to learn. Like, whoa, no, that's almost always not the case. That's not the case. All right. I grew up thinking that was the case. I feel like people culturally talked about, yeah, it's accepted to go back to what your parents did in order for you to then know what to do with your kid. It's not always. You've got to be discerning. One parent to the next is not the same. Could be quite unfortunate, that statement, and its truth that it carries. So don't be that parent. Many of you perhaps don't have great examples of authority to look to. Be that one, the one you know that you would have appreciated. Be that parent for yourselves, even at this point, as an adult parent, even if you should find it necessary, if you should look back and see that there was more harm done in the past than you would ever consider to carry into the future. Make your path beautiful because you can, not because this world is. Okay. But it really, chills on that. It really does begin with you and your mindset. Will you resolve to find your peace in spite of not being able to control another human being, even if they fell out of you at some point or were surgically removed? Because just because someone or something fell out of you and or surgically removed doesn't mean you have right to lay claim to complete and utter ownership over the vessel, over its mindset, over its work. I mean, how would you say otherwise and not be a tyrant and not be a dictator? How would you, feel loved and heard after dealing with, and we've all dealt with them in many forms, a tyrant, a dictator, someone on their soapbox who is so intent at being heard that it overtakes their will to receive any aspect of truth that the child may even have to offer. Don't be that one, okay? Hear them out, and it's really important that you check to make sure they feel heard. It's really important that you don't firstly raise your voice. It's really important that any physical contact made between you two be truthfully loving and not controlling, right? Not instilling fear. That's no way to parent. It's no way to love, right? I get it. You don't want the kid smoking up, whatever. You don't want the kid in your house. Okay, those are boundaries, right? But what are you going to do if and when the kid is saying, listen, I agree to keep it outside, but, you can't really just expect me to be you kind of thing. Maybe you should think about therapy, if that's you. But definitely, I'm not saying that it's necessarily necessary, right? Because if you can really get to the heart of the matter, maybe there's some aspect that you didn't realize referable to your own child's truth, that on the other side of enlightenment, and it would take engagement. It wouldn't take preaching at the child, right? It wouldn't take, threatening some form of asylum. Well, not in my house, and, now you've got to be out of my life kind of thing. I don't think that that is the highest and greatest outcome for a loving family, right? So, if this resonates with you and you still on the other side of this session, need to talk, check the description box, you guys. There's an email address in there. You can reach me. Okay. I'm here to help. And so basically you're being asked by your spiritual guidance team here to check with your body. All right, make sure that you're okay with it. Like, how would you tell somebody, come hell or high water, you better never smoke, whatever, anything, right? Which, I'm not here pro smoke, right? But all I'm saying is, if you know that you haven't stretched your calves in at least like once in the last 23 days, when you haven't given yourself time to just actually breathe so deep that your rib cage actually expands. Okay, when you haven't given yourself time to cry because you're still holding on to some aspect of pain. And what do you think your kids are doing, you guys? They're taking it all in, whether they have full awareness or not. Okay? Um so, remember, it's okay to be happy. It really is, in spite of you not having 1,010% control over this being, this child. Okay? You do, in spite of that truth, just the same, have the power to create the life you love. Okay, now is not the time to forget that, right? Just because, I get it. This took you for a loop. It's something you would never want to find. It's a harsh truth to face, right? But at the end of the day, there's a harsher one you could be facing. There's many more, way more harsher ones that, if you're being truthful, maybe you've already faced. Okay. I know when it comes to children, we can get really emotional. It's like, nobody better mess with mine. That's I will lay my down. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm speaking in code, right? But so take that passion, right? And make it work for the connection. Make it assist you beyond the pain to the point where you just want to just wall up and be like, can we just table this for, can I just not look at you for this week? Can you just not talk to, because that's not okay, right? It's well and good to say, I need a minute, right? I mean, everybody needs a freaking minute, but to make someone feel like their worth and or the potentiality to be connected to you in any way, shape, or form, especially during an event where there's a lot of unknown, unexpressed, perhaps, that really should be kind of in the forefront focus in resolving, okay? Resolving the conflict, perhaps. Resolving any one of you, because I don't want to always make it like it's the child. Like, often parents can feel unheard. Ask me how I know. Like, we've all been there, right? It's not necessarily for the faint of heart to be anyone's authority figure, you know what I mean? As well as parental figure. So that makes sense. But I'm getting, as you place your boundaries, and rightfully so, please be mindful not to make sure that they're born out of some overarching emotion, right? Also, be respectful of your child's boundaries. If you know that they lay claim to a bedroom that you have either gifted them and or they're renting from you, depending on the situation and the parent, I guess. Don't usurp that sense of well-being and perhaps belonging in moments of wrath. Just say, you know what, now I'm just going to go through every nook and cranny in here because I don't trust you, right? I mean, is that the message that you want to send firstly, right? I'm pretty sure your child really gets it at this point, that like, okay, you're very disappointed, right? They're probably already saying all of the stuff in their head anyhow, right? Oh, I know mom's going to say this. I know dad's going to, I know they don't want this for me. Let that karma action out as it will, right? But you don't actually have to come behind it and like blaze it up with gasoline and fire and oil and water vibes, right? It's not necessary, because when you trace back to perhaps even the why in the matter, as to what would possess so and so to do blah blah blah, it's probably giving you at your root when you've had experiences, if that makes sense. Okay, when that this how do I want to say this, you've heard the sentiment of I'll try anything once kind of thing, right? Please don't judge your children into some form of death sentence. You know what I mean? And some of you might be smirking like, oh yeah, that's so funny. But no, some kids really can feel like this is an all or nothing thing. I either have the love of my parent or parents, or I don't. And if anyone, child especially, is grappling with that, and on top of it, while they're grappling with that, because, karma, you are really there with the oil and water and the gasoline and the fire, it's really going to perhaps psych somebody into really thinking that they're all alone and they are unloved. And we all know what it's like to even think, let alone feel, and sometimes be told that. And again, please don't be that one to do that kind of trauma and damage to your child, okay? I get it. Maybe that's what you know, right? But now that you know that you can do better, go on ahead. I believe in you, okay? And you know what's so beautiful is your kid. I really check to see exactly how they feel in the matter towards you, in case you wondered. Just again, trying to give everybody a fair playing field. Um, but it's a really beautiful sentiment. The first card out, which is very healing, number 4, okay, says, I love you because you care. So, kids don't just like high key go, I'm just going to take a karate chop to the heart of my mom or dad just to see for funsies if they actually give a rat's ass if I'm like alive or not, right? Um, they get that you care, right? They're living their life trying to figure stuff out, which is not necessarily an excuse, but sometimes it really is their truth. And didn't you also share in that same sentiment? Once or twice or 59 gabillion times in life, makes sense that they too should have a chance to try. They are here also with free will, makes sense. Okay. Love is a roller coaster ride came out as well. So there could be some significance to amusement parks. Maybe you guys did that a lot growing up, or you do it now currently, or it's a favorite pastime. But I just got, the general course of, hey, life is what you make of it in spite of some of these nuances, we'll call them, right? And they still, with this roller coaster, it's like they're hoping that you stick it out with them, right? And not actually like break the bond, break the access, okay? The next card out, I love you because you believe in me. So, you have expressed some aspects of loving sentiment and, exchanged kind words. Please tap into that this time around, right? It may be a little bit harder. I do see the patience card energy coming out there as well. But you're being asked to because you can, and because you are here to learn and grow your soul, and because your child is here to learn and grow their soul. And so, because you guys are soulmates and this is not your first rodeo, this, makes sense when you really step back and look at it from the spiritual lens. Because again, spiritual growth is coming out here, referable to that 5757 energy. Makes sense, okay? I love you right up to the moon and back. Okay, so we started out with them knowing I know and love that you care. And they're saying, I love you as much as any being can love another being. Okay, this is giving, you know what it's giving? It's giving agape love, right? Agape really speaks to like unconditional, like, it's lighthearted, it's freely given with grace, okay? Unless and until it is understood energetically and or emotionally or logistically, that should not be the case. It is freely given. Okay, I have to say it that way. And it's funny because this one card came out: trust yourself always, trust others once they've earned it. Please don't overarch some energy that didn't really make you feel any better of a person that you maybe received in your teens. You know what I'm saying? As far as getting on any high horse, nobody should be there, because you're all here to learn and grow your soul, right? So please be grace filled. This is not, of course, some call or demand of you by the divine or anything for you to just sweep it under the rug. It didn't happen. Of course, address it, right? But address it with a peace filled heart, because you deserve to remain in that peace baseline energy, calm, peace, and serenity. Okay. And how would you, if you couldn't do at least that much, teach your child to be that one? Oh, see, each one teach one. All right. Now, interestingly enough, in case you wondered, all right, now I get it, there could be more than one child. Maybe there are five children, five families connected to this, perhaps. But irregardless, take what resonates and listen up. This is interesting. I asked Spirit to indicate to these parents with specificity who all this child, this gift from the divine is. Okay. We first had ancient Egyptian ancestors come out, so there could be ties to that civilization, and or there are spirit guides connecting to that civilization. I said organization. What the civilization that are connected to your child's spiritual guidance team. Makes sense? The next card out, shaman. So whether this is a child, a being, right, with its free will and ever-loving heart, okay, and maybe even perhaps a lot of ignorance at this point. Gosh, wasn't that you too? Right? Maybe they don't have awareness yet of even a spiritual guidance team. Haven't we all not had awareness, right? I'm pretty sure it's kind of par for the course here. So judge not, right? And be mindful. Don't judge in the sense of just assuming or projecting onto this child, these children, that okay, well, since you've disappointed, you just will be that, right? That's not fair, and it's not the truth. I don't even know that you could make that your truth, and how dare you if you should, right? um Divine protection and intervention came out, all right, for this child, the child that you care about, the child that you love, the child that is part of you as well as part of divinity. Okay. And we've got ancient divine blood. So whether this is connecting to Egyptian blood ties or not, all right, this is giving old soul energy. You may know this about your child. Maybe this is why the event perhaps on last Sunday was quite triggering or alarming. You could know this child to be quite empathic, to receive messages in their dreams. It doesn't have to be the case. I'm also hearing that there could be a parent-child dynamic here where you both share in these energies and or abilities. And I kid you not, I did not hand pull this. This card came out of the deck lastly in answer to who all is this child, this children, and it says you will regret messing with the chosen one. So this is chills on that, really just confirming like you should not be someone who is mistreating divinity just because perhaps there has been an emotional trigger connected to this occurrence. And maybe if that's you, and if you can resonate with that aspect, that is par for the course of your spiritual growth. Maybe in a soul contract of you and your child, this individual, there are, circumstances, itemizations, as it were, where this person and you have contracted to learn perhaps every single thing you're learning right now, even if simply and solely through this occurrence, this event. And this is why you really have to be mindful of the intent that you carry. It's one thing to want to correct a child, and of course you should. You are tasked with that in certain levels, forms, and measures, even by divinity, hence the gift of the child, right? But also with the spiritual growth coming out, freedom and joy, for you to understand, how to be patient in the midst of, maybe somebody figuring themselves out. I mean, did you have somebody sitting there with a time clock, an hourglass with sand running through, talking about, how about now, Wendy, when will you wake up to, where's your kundalini, Mr. Eadley, right? Like, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't hold you can't hold your child to any standard that you yourself can't meet or hadn't met in that time. All right, that aspect of the path. So be mindful, you do deserve joy. It's not that the divine's saying, you know, oh, you'll regret messing with the chosen one. Now you're on the bad side of karma, you're asked out. No. Okay, it's not that. It's just, you know how they talk about the potentiality of entertaining angels, regardless of what the person, the being, the entity may appear as? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so don't forget now. Okay, and again, it looks like by next Monday you guys do have things you know, aired out a bit where you can kind of get on. Maybe you guys might have a meal of some significance, whether you go out or eat in. But yeah, that's what I have for you guys. That really came out again at some point yesterday. I really could not. I mean, I think we got off the live stream pretty late last night as well, so there just was no time. And hopefully you guys you know, enjoyed listening to that. I know it wasn't everyone's story. But I don't like to sit on my readings because I'm like, okay, you know, Spirit gave me this in this time frame for a reason, kind of thing. So, but that's what I have, you guys. Okay, let me see who's in here because I gotta play catch up. All right, so we got, of course, we got Cassandra and Green Palace and Fiona. Much love and light, you guys. And let's see. Love and light cat goddess, welcome. Oh, your nephew, Fiona. Ooh. Okay, let's see here, Green Palace. Ooh, it's giving a no. I don't know if it's because they're still heartbroken. But it's giving... This could be because your guides could be keeping them from doing that because they might just... Oh, yeah. Somebody could be obsessively watching somebody online, though, because I'm looking at the Knight of Swords, and I did not see until I said, oh, that the Devil card was attached. It was hiding, right? Cat Goddess, please check the description box, babe. I got you on the other side of you know when the live stream rolls, all right? Not picking on you, and I don't want you to feel bad or sorry. I just want you to check the description box so that you can know exactly how to follow along with the live stream rolls, okay? Much love and light, babe. So yeah, so that's kind of, ooh, either way it's giving you kind of, you know, it's feeling like you dodged a bullet there with that one. Green Palace. Ooh, Green Palace. You know what? Shaken up is like an accurate term. Referable to the energy. Definitely, definitely allowing for some aspects of the smoke to clear, as it were. So yeah, I feel you on that one, Green Palace. Um, okay, now let me see here, Fiona. Okay, he would say to something in his room. Was that my... Okay, let me see her, Fiona. I better... You always ask me. It's like, yeah, that's gonna be affirmative, Fiona. But here we go. Let's find out, because I'm sure. But here we go. And that's a yes. Okay. All right. And that's a yes. Uh-huh. Yeah. And just to be sure, that's a yes. That's so your dad coded is a yes on the bottom. It's a yes on the bottom of the deck. Fiona, I can't with your dad. That's so funny. He's all over there. All over that. Well, see, here's the situation. Okay, so Green Palace. So we gotta talk, okay? What we don't do around here, I don't know the other channels, right? What we don't do around here is abuse tarot, okay? And what you're like trying to clear up is kind of why, if that makes sense. And I'm not picking on you. I'm only saying this because I actually love and light you, okay? I really do love and light you guys, like all of my collective, and I'm very protective over them, okay? So here's the sitch. Energy is fluid, right? So if you want to ask the same question every day, day in, day out, you're going to notice probably more so than just like living life, how fluid energy is, right? So also, if someone is so lacking confidence, I need you to know at their root, they need healing. How are they worthy for you though, then? Do you see what I mean? Because when you've done the work and you build yourself up, right, you just know, like, okay, they need healing, right? I don't have to force that here. I don't have to ask from tarot reader to tarot reader, what now, what of it now, right? Because you're living your best life. And that's what I want for you. So if you want this guy to actually, like, really actually come in correctly, right? Which I want that for you, I'm sure, right? I'm sure you would want that for you, right? You definitely have to focus on you, okay? It's the funniest thing. The more that you actually kind of like, almost kind of like date yourself, right? Pour into yourself, tell you those things in the mirror, into your eyes, right? Stroke your own hair if you need to. You know what I'm saying? People are stroking worse than that, right? And don't even necessarily need to, just saying, okay? So there's that, right? All I'm saying is the more that you pour into you, even if this guy can't get it together, actually confidently come back around and actually be on your level of vibration. It's not about being better or worse than anyone or anything. It's about, is it a match? Because if it's not a match, how does it stay around? It doesn't. It's probably why you're asking tarot readers about the person. See what I mean? So once you know that, you go, oh, okay. So what is for me and who is for me will never pass me by, such to the point that the divine can't ever reroute them back. The divine can't ever give them confidence, right? And even if that should seem to be the case, I need you to know you dodged a bullet, right? That's me taking time out for a free, quick yes, no. But it's also me telling you that that's a key indicator of what happens if and when you guys are asking too often about the same thing and you are in fact ripping up seeds of manifestation. You took the yes off the cuff with the other tarot reader, and this is not me picking on you, I'm just trying to help. And you would have said, thank you, universe. I receive the yes. I'm grateful, right? And you just set it and forget it, though. Here's the kicker. And continue to live your best life. You could go asking other tarot readers perhaps other questions, but to ask about the same person and the same situation and is that true? How many yeses versus how many no's can I get? That's not faith-filled. It's also not necessarily safe for you and that person to do that amount of divination back to back to back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? It could be repelling this person from you accidentally, okay, but energetically repelling because you're always in their energy trying to pry, okay? I'm not here for that, you guys, so please don't do that. Because I know that if you rip up a seed, even if it's not a manifestation, think of a literal one, over and over again, it can't ever grow. And I want you guys to receive happiness, love, money, career, every manifestation that you have planted seeds for. I'm here for you to receive. We can't ever get there if we're ripping up the seeds. All right. And I say that with a lot of love, not judgment, only love and light. I wouldn't want the karma, but I also don't want the karma for ripping up everyone's seeds of manifestation, talking about I love and light you guys. No, I love and light you guys enough to say we're not ripping up the seeds. We're not abusing tarot. Okay. So hopefully you understand that going forward, right? So that you can live your best life, babe, so that you actually get to the point where you're like, I know right where the person is, and where that person is, they are supposed to be here with me because I know I've done the work, and I know I've been patient, and I know I've been positive, and I know I haven't been ripping up my own seeds of manifestation. Makes sense? You guys watch The Secret, okay? It's really for real free. It's an hour and a half, okay? Type in The Secret movie. All right, you're already on YouTube. It's so easy, but it could be life changing if you actually did some of the examples that they talk about in that one. Okay, so the build confidence. I mean, if it doesn't, I don't know because I wasn't that reader that said about building confidence. I saw aspect of heartbreak energy with the Three of Swords specifically. I do recall saying something to the effect of maybe it's because this person's still heartbroken, but maybe this person is kind of you know, having some confidence issue, and it has nothing to do with you and he. See how I said needs healing. You guys, if you find anyone, inclusive of yourselves, that is struggling so much to the point of not functioning on the strength of not having confidence, you need healing. They need healing, whoever that person is. You know what I mean? There's no way around it. And the crazy thing about healing, you guys, you can't force anyone out. I wish we could sometimes. Like, I really do. Like, I'd be like, listen, like, oh, you're so much better now, thank me later, kind of thing, right? But it doesn't work like that, you guys. A healer, I mean, a healer worth their weight, right, can only take you to where they've been themselves. Now, again, goes back to what I was saying earlier about a teacher doesn't just, you know, upon receiving the position go, okay, I know everything now, I don't need to learn anything ever again, right? Hopefully that makes sense for you. But much love and light. I'm glad you understand. You are so welcome here, Green Palace. I hope you're smiling. You deserve to smile, you guys. Don't wait for somebody else to come tell you that. You go on ahead. Okay. All right. Let's see here, Jazzy. Okay, let's see. I know it's hard, you guys. Matters of the heart and money matters, right? The divine uses all the time, and I think it's just because it's like quote unquote human nature. Not that, you know, it's just about being human, but that, you know, you really desire aspects of love and money. Makes sense. All right, let's see here. Love and light, red skies. Yep. Questions according to the live stream rules, babe. All right, now let me scroll up here. Who said people are stroking worse? I just read that, Green Palace. My bad on that one, but you know. So we got yes here, Jazzy, right? Could be sleepless night energy with that one as well, but the yes flew out the deck. Okay, so that was Jazzy. Alphonse got the books and the movie. Alphonse better be teaching a masterclass. Come on, Alphonse. Is Alphonse in here, or are you just talking about him, Fiona? I'm like, wait, did I miss? Oh, I skipped over Cat Goddess, did I? Wait, hold on, let's see. Okay, let me see her, Cat Goddess. My bad, babe. I skipped over you. Fiona, you gotta keep me in line. Let's everybody send Fiona light because she gotta help keep me in line. Oh no, Fiona. I'm gonna try to help you, girl. We got this. Teamwork makes the dream work. Oh my gosh. Come down home stretch, Fiona. We got this. All right, let me see. So let me go back to this question here. Hold on, let me see. Where am I at? Cat Goddess. We have a good positive future for your loved ones. You guys watch The Secret. Cat Goddess, you better get on that manifesting. What are y'all doing? What are y'all wearing? What state are y'all in? Y'all swimming or what? All right. So on the other side of you understanding how amazing you are to be able to create the yes, you create the yes. I really am so serious. I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, you literally create the yes. This is giving master manifestor vibes. You guys watch The Secret. Cat Goddess, watch The Secret. Oh, boom. Emperor at the bottom of the deck indicating yes. All right. It is what you make of it, babe. Because you guys, the God's honest truth, if Cat Goddess had the audacity, not that they should, right? Definitely not that they should this time, okay? To sit there from the moment I said, yeah, you create the yes, and instead goes, I create the no. Well, how would Cat Goddess accidentally, on purpose, create the no? Well, fearing perhaps comes to mind, right? What if the what ifs don't stop coming, kind of, you know, and then next thing you know, you're downward spiraling into actually having visions of like how horrific the future become, right? You could be powerful enough to create a really crappy future. It's so much better if you just take that same energy and effort, though, like maybe even not as much, interestingly enough, maybe even not as much, and create the beautiful path. Okay, you guys are strong enough to do either or, right? Just be mindful with it. Okay, you guys, so serious. All right, okay, let me see here. Who's next? Okay, so we did. Okay, so Jazzy, yeah, we did, right? And then we got red skies. All right, let's see here. What job do you want? How much does it make? Where is it located? Red skies. You guys watch The Secret. You better cater your path, okay? You can co-create it. Ooh, it's giving, unless you really get stubborn in faith, that time frame is not working. You would really need to overcome the mental space towards your ability and the capabilities of the divine that backs you. On the other side of that, you do make it to the Nine of Wands, which low-key kind of gives still the potentiality of that self-sabotage, going back to the mental here. But on the other side of you kind of really working it out anyhow, okay? You do make it to that Sun card energy, clarity, as well as wish fulfillment, especially on the other side of that World card energy. So it is what you make of it. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, energy is fluid, right? Going back to what I had to speak about, referable to Green Palace. And so what that could mean here, red skies, is you could watch The Secret, perhaps, right? I don't get any kick. I swear to you guys, I don't, there's no benefit. It's just, it helps. Okay. And you could actually plug in everything that is necessary in order to get the job you want at the location you want. All right, you would need to really be stubborn in your faith about it between now and the end of that window of time that you had given. Okay, and then it's a thing. But that's why we talk about energy is fluid. At your current vibrational frequency, if you don't change any aspect of your perception, you're not going to change any aspect of your trajectory, right? Well, what if the job you want is all the way up here? You'd have to change your trajectory, babe, right? I hope you're getting, because it's not like a SOL no, right? Like, no, it's just a no for you. You can turn it around, you guys, right? All right, you're very welcome, Cat Goddess. And thank you, Red Skies, for sending light to Fiona. I'm picking on Fiona, don't mind me. All right. Um, you're very welcome, Jazzy. You're just talking about him. My my Blanche. Who what? My Blanche? My Blanche came. Wait, what exactly? Which? Thanks for feeling like I have Blanche somewhere in me. That's great. Thank you. I just calculated that. Like, oh, there's hope. Yes, energy is fluid. Let me go put my red dress on real quick. No, let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. It's so late, right? You're very welcome, Red Sky. I keep wanting to say Red Kiss. I'm so sorry. I really have to stop. Red Skies. Okay. And you can work on it because you are able to. Not because it's easy, right? But because you got this. Okay. You got this, and this is easy. Two totally different things, perhaps. But you so got this, okay? All right. Oh, my stroke. That's okay, Fiona. I caught that last live on I think it was, gosh, my days and nights are getting mixed up. But there was like a card with the swords. I think it was like the Five of Swords, but it was like broken and she just had both pieces, but she's like on the ground on her knees. And I said, who wants to be on your knees if you're not having a good time? She's like crying over the broken sword, as it were. I'm like, wow, you guys watch me? That's crazy. I didn't even know I said that. Oh my God, now I'm hearing that song. It's like, I be stroking, stroking to the left, stroking to the right. Or no, maybe it's like stroking to the east, stroking. Who is that? Is that Ray Charles? I be stroking. Wait, hold on. I have to look it up. You guys are thinking I'm stroking out. It's such an old song. Like, it's so before my time. Oh no, it's not Ray Charles. It's Clarence Carter. Clarence Carter, Clarence Carter. This is it says, I stroke it to the east, and I stroke it to the west, and I stroke it to the woman that I love the best. That's so funny. Clarence Carter, wow. Clarence Carter. All right, that's a that's an old throwback. Clarence Carter, my goodness. Love and Light Bluebird, thank you for joining the group last night. That was so amazing. So right now, I'm probably going to hop off soon. If you do have a question, we already kind of went through the live stream session and we were just wrapping up with the free yes, no tarot. That's all that's going on here, Bluebird. So pop your question in according to the live stream rules, babe, and then I got you. I'm over here stroking, don't mind me. Stroking with Clarence and Carter. Oh no, Freaky Jade. No, let me stop. So, here they come, Fiona. Love and Light, Freaky Jade. I'm over here stroking. I don't know. Hopefully not stroking out. What the hell? Clarence Carter got me hooked up. All right, so you guys have questions? Oh, it's called The Secret Movie. Like, you guys, if you type into YouTube The Secret Movie, it comes right up. And it's like an hour and a half long. It's free. Like, it's, and also, I'm sure they have it on other streaming platforms, right? I just don't really know exactly where all, because I'm like always on YouTube. So. All right. Oh, no worries, Bluebird. No worries. Don't, Fiona, don't be making Bluebird nervous. Now they all glitched out. No, I'm just joking. That'd be me. Like, oh no, wait, hold on. I was gonna ask a question up until the point where I felt like everyone was waiting for me to ask a question, and it slipped my mind. I hate when stuff like that happens. You're like, excuse me, like you have something to say, and like finally you get the person's attention. They're like still halfway across the room. You're like, ah. We've all been there. All right. Okay, let me see here. In TS. Okay, let me see. Went from smoking to stroking. I just realized. Okay, so it seems like Freaky J, not to out you or anything, but you might be fearing in the subconscious, right? So you might be laying down thinking that you're like relaxed, but really from like your heels up into your neck, there's kind of a tight cord going there. Relax. Okay, I know it's not easy though. I'm not laughing at you, babe. We got yes at the bottom of the deck as well as the card that came out. Okay, so when you see moon energy, right, be in control of it. You don't have to let it overtake you, right? Moon can be beautiful and beautiful energetically as well, right? Up until the point where you realize, okay, you're trying not to drown out some aspect of, or trying not to drown under some aspect of fear. Okay, ask your angels for assistance to transmute. Okay, ask your spiritual guidance team for assistance to help you just breathe. Okay, because you deserve to breathe, and sometimes we do have to ask for assistance to breathe so that we can get on with the getting on, because you got stuff to do, like pack and relocate. It's giving success. Okay, yes, that's a yes, in case you wonder there, Freaky J, after I outed you. No stress. It's a yes. Okay. Ooh. Wait, hold on, wait. Oh, my freaking thing disappears so quickly. Okay, hold on, let me see. All right, so take the new path. I mean, why do you have to stay and fight? If someone doesn't allow for you to remain in peaceful energy, and or someone can't allow themselves to to remain in peaceful energy, there is too much toxicity there. Okay, and so your body will give you indicators up to the point of actual disease, if you are ignoring that truth. And I don't want to see that. Okay, I'm not here word cursing or projecting onto you or anyone. It's just the truth. When you are actioning out, living out outside of the bounds of that calm, peaceful, zen like baseline energy. Okay, that's supposed to be your baseline in spite of the fuck shit, in spite of world events, right? It's like calm, right? Just like we even talked earlier in the session, you guys maybe weren't on, referable to the parent or parents that caught their kid. You know, it's like, but and, okay, because you still have the ability to hold on to your peace. Okay, now if and when you have already made arrangements to remove yourself from wherever your mother's dwelling, that is a telltale sign, especially because it wasn't an easy thing to do, that it was a necessary thing. Okay. And so you can't feel guilty for taking care of you at this point. Yeah, fight or flight mode. That's brokenness that you don't deserve. I'm not saying it's funny that, you know, mom is like that. But it's also not supposed to be your lot in life, if that makes sense as well, right? Like you can only help somebody up to the point where they're willing to help themselves. At that point, the policy and procedure is never strap the dead weight onto your back and climb all the more faster up the mountain. No, right? It's okay, you've made your decision, right? You've made your bed and lie, and you want to lie in it, right? Because it's not like this mother hasn't had opportunity perhaps to think differently, engage differently, and it's just not going to be the case. That's a decision made on their part. You can't help that decision, but what you can help is the decision to either continue in furtherance of taking care of yourself, your needs, your mental health, your physical health, all right, in removing yourself from the situation, okay, that you didn't create. So you don't need the guilt, okay? If you are feeling guilty, and this may be triggering, so I'm giving you a heads up because I love and light you, all right? I'm not necessarily projecting that you should be triggered, but at this point, if you are feeling any guilt, right? I need you to know, and I say this with a lot of love, but hear me out. Just try your best to hear this out as unemotionally as possible. And that's not me saying, oh, you're so emotional. I'm not saying that, okay? If you are feeling guilt at this point, you need to talk with you about that because you are in charge of where that's coming from, or you are in charge of why you hold on to it. You know, people expect us to be guilty all the time. Oh, you didn't do what I said. Oh, you didn't my way or the highway. How dare you? Right? You should feel bad. I've done this for you. I'm your mother. Blah, 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 blah. Ask me how I know, okay? And when you know that you've done all you could to enlighten your soul around this being and to remain in a loving attitude towards yourself and others in spite of being around this being, you know you've done more than your part, at least by leading by example. And so you will continue to lead by example by loving yourself enough to protect yourself from those harsher energies because you are deserving of that and because you are in charge of protecting yourself at this point. And that's well and good as far as I can see it because you are more than capable of doing at least just that. And the more that you talk about how you are capable of doing that, the more that you lovingly stare into the mirror and give yourselves those pep talks, the more that you reparent yourself, the guilt will dissipate. Okay. you're not to hold on to it. And if and when you do find residue, deal with that lovingly, of course, but very uh, succinctly, intentionally. Don't just walk around with baggage that has no means to serve you well, okay? And maybe doesn't even have your name on it. Ooh, right? And it's important to check and check again on this, right? It's not really a one and done. That's like, we talk often, whether you're aware of this or not, honey bun, about, thoughts and feelings. We can't sit here and say we'll never ever again have a mal thought or a bad feeling. Often, feelings are part and parcel of our sensory aspect, as it were, of our intuitive abilities, right? So, you don't want to be so dismissive that you write off thoughts and feelings, okay? But what you do want to do is lead a life where you are mindful that, in spite of thoughts and feelings, you are in charge and you are capable of being in charge to face and feel which ones should stay, okay? Which ones should be looked at more. One second. So sorry about that, collective. One moment. Okay, sorry about that interruption. Right, exactly. I don't want anyone to think like, oh, you shouldn't ever think or feel, right? So sorry. But explore the feelings as well, right? Maybe there's some aspect of healing there that you need beyond even what we've just talked about, right? If you are on YouTube anyways, right? And you are. Maybe check out Christina Lopes' channel. Her last name spelling is Lopes. She is actually like a licensed something or other, but she's like also spiritual. She's super cool, I'm sure. I don't really know her, but in 2020, when like the second Big Bang basically felt like occurred, her content, which is free, okay, it's free to subscribe there and everything, definitely helped me on a very personal note get through energies of the dark night of the soul. And I didn't even know at that time to even phrase it with those words. Okay. So, healing is definitely an onion layer process. I mean, there's so much that goes into all aspects, right? So please give yourself grace. I just didn't want anybody to feel like, you should never, like, I don't want somebody being like, oh my gosh, I thought that thought again, or here I am feeling this again. I must not be doing it right. No, you're keep going. You're great, right? Especially when you nip it in the bud. Like, no, you know what? Like, I've literally had to talk to myself, my inner child, before. It's like, okay, no, no, we've talked about this. We are safe, right? I am safe. I am fine. Okay. I am lovable. Like, I am capable. The divinity that backs me is capable, right? Like, say what you need to get out of some of those, janky feelings. You know what I mean? And I feel like we talk about this often because it's not really a societal norm that we do. And I feel like if it could be, right, I feel like we'd actually remain in a calmer state. We'd actually remain in a peaceful state and a hope filled state, in spite of the same traumas, triggers, aspects of some harsher energies that you can most assuredly encounter in this life. Okay. um Excuse me, my goodness. But yes, um keep going, Bluebird. You got this. Welcome to your family, right? Love and light. You guys, we're all connected. This is an amazing group of people that have gathered through this channel, if I do say so myself. And it really has nothing to do with me. It's really you guys. Okay. When I ask you, to feel amazing, it's because you just already are. And I'm just trying to encourage you guys to tap into that truth, because there's a lot of other truths out there to tap into. Are they necessarily beneficial for you? Not necessarily. Are they necessarily beneficial for your emotional well-being? Not necessarily. right? Are they necessarily for, beneficial for all aspects of your mental health? I'd love to say, yeah, of course. I can't say that, okay? So, it just is what it is. But you guys, please don't give up, all right? I believe in you guys so, so much, and we're all advancing together. I promise we are. Um, oh, that's so great, Fiona. That's cool. Yes, you guys, I think we had a message, a shorts message, 15 seconds of your day or night, please and thank you. On crystals, okay, referable to some aspect of the channeling back from one of our kind of recent live streams. I will be placing more short videos on the not the community, on the page in the next few days, so you guys please check them out. I really appreciate you guys clicking the like on the videos as you see them uploaded. I really appreciate you guys triple checking to make sure that you're getting the notifications with that bell indicator hit with the all aspect of the menu, and not just because if you just hit the bell it'll just say personalized, which means nothing. Like, what? I don't understand that part. That's so weird. But anywho, and I really do look forward to our next live stream. But you guys, I'm losing steam. Your girl's already at the gym and all of that, so I am powering down, and I think everyone has been served. Fiona, what are your thoughts on that before I hop off? Because I don't mean to skip over anyone, and maybe I did. I don't see that I did, but like, I think we're good. Yeah, it sounds like mom might be a narcissist. Because man, that sounds so familiar. Yeah. You know what, Bluebird? If at the end of the day, all you have is you, I'm putting that in air quotes because that's never the case. But just think about it, right? If that was the reality, maybe that's some aspect of reality that you fear subconsciously, right? Been there. And here's the sitch though. If all you ever leave this world with is everyone, all right, that you came into this world with, it's still translating down or up to you. All right. You are more than enough. And you are here with purpose. Your purpose is most likely pretty great. If somebody wants to take that much advantage over you, if somebody wants to drain that much energy out of you, see what I'm saying? You start recognizing, like, oh, these are the telltale signs of having spiritual wealth and spiritual worth, right? Of course you do. Of course. You are a divine being having a human like experience. Perhaps not likened to the experience of mom. Stranger things have happened, okay? All right, you guys. Um, definitely check out The Secret, okay? Love and Light Sean. Fiona's over here, man. Fiona's over here manifesting Sean. I'm going from the smoking to the stroking section. Is this a Friday yet? Like, no, I'm just joking. We started on a Tuesday. See, what had happened was, no, I'm just joking. Let me see here, Sean, before I hop off. You almost missed the boat, babe. Golly. All right, you're on the train. Sean, stay on that train. That's so funny. Love and light, Sean. No worries. Sean, why are you always coming out as the high priestess asking questions? Sean be like a whole ass priestess talking about, I was wondering. Yep, it's a yes. Yep. You are favored, in case you wondered there, Sean. So it's a yes. All right. You got this. Love and light. I don't know if they can even hear at this point, but all right, you guys, I'm going to bounce, as it were. All right. But I really appreciate y'all hopping on. And I'm excited for the next live stream. I will be back at it ASAP, I promise. Okay. Do something nice for yourselves. Watch The Secret. Love and light.